So now we found Jose. Jose is a contractor here in Birmingham, Alabama. Ryan bought a box property.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Jose to bid the box property, and we're gonna go through everything, and then we're gonna get a quote. All right, so Ryan, why don't you walk us through your box?
Originally, they were quoting me to do a brand new roof. After seeing it in person, I don't think a new roof is needed. I think maybe touching up some of the fascia that looks a little rotted is probably a better start for me right now, more cost effective, and I'd rather my money go to new windows. I'm looking at all those right now, so I want to bid on the new windows.
How much are windows, and then how much is the install on your guys' end?
Well, it depends the size. Maybe 200 for window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then how much do you guys charge to install it?
200.
Okay, sounds about right.
So about $450 a window.
Okay. You'd want to look to see if you got to delete anything because you got some siding to do.
Yeah.
I would honestly fix that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because it looks horrible. So one thing I'm always going to do on my houses, Ryan, and you may want to institute this, is 4-point lighting. Since he's already here, he's going to be touching the electrical, he's going to be touching things. I like to hardwire 4-point lighting on all of it. So hardwire in those $11, $15 motion lights.
Okay.
Because it makes the people who live here feel safe.
Yeah.
And it's something I just do on every single house all the time.
And then I really want to look into replacing. I see a lot of wood rot in the fascias all the way around, so I think that'll be a nice start there. Windows, I do want to sand this down, either stain and seal or paint. What would you do in that regard?
Yeah, so I would just pressure wash this and then stain it. Also, take that and make it blend in. But that's the laundry room right there. We might not need windows. So if you can delete them and save money.
Yep.
Let me give you a quick little tip over here. Since he's already here, these things aren't worth a damn. If he can weld a plate that goes around this thing, that's gonna last you forever. Anybody who wants to break in is gonna push this thing in, open it up, and they're gonna break in. If you have an opportunity and you can weld like a little plate around here, I know they sell these things on purpose like this so that you can just rebuy them over and over again, because what they should do is cover this whole damn thing. But that's a minor issue.
I need to get a bid for HVAC, just a unit too. Looks like they took that.
Ryan, I would suggest painting this brick.
I think the whole exterior needs paint.
The vinyl, you don't need to paint.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You don't think?
No, you don't need to paint the vinyl. You just pressure wash it.
I want all the carpet out. I want to get to the wood floor underneath. I want to sand, stain, and then 3 coats of poly to finish it off so it lasts forever. There you go. There's my wood floor.
Ryan, you only need 1 window for egress.
Okay.
So I would just ask him the cost. If he's fixing the siding already, if you delete 1 and 2 windows, you only need really 1 window right here. But sometimes it's cheaper just to replace. But down the road, it's gonna be way better to not have to deal with a bunch of different windows.
Got 3 windows in here, yeah.
Because when they built these houses, they didn't have central HVAC, they didn't have all that stuff, so they put lots of windows in the houses. This might be an additional benefit because this is on a main traffic way, so you might want to consider deleting these windows. I would get the cost comparison. 1, redoing all the windows. 2, deleting like this one, delete.
So this comes down to money eventually, obviously. We want the more cost-effective option, but we also want the option that's going to help last the longest, so it's a two-way street here.
Well, this is a dual benefit.
I agree. I think that's worth it. If it save me some money, then yeah, let's do it. But I think it's a benefit.
Because you're going to have lots of loud traffic on that road right
I agree.
there. So that's a dual benefit. I would always look to delete windows like that. So people don't like deleting windows because they're just easier to put in and be done, right? What do you charge for retile? Delete that? I think you need to leave the tub.
Yeah, leave the tub, just new shower walls.
If the toilet works, toilet, but if not, yeah, the vanity go, toilet go, put a tile on the ground, and then tile up top, and then that's it. We keep this, because once you have this house looking mint, this thing's gonna stick out like a damn sore thumb. What do you think for something like that would cost?
Bastante. Yeah, it's a little work.
How long push on the piece for the?
What's that?
12 by 24. What size tile?
Oh, yeah. Just use like a 12 by 24. I think 12 by 24, you put and then one niche I'd put in there.
I think you're getting a little fancy over there, Troy.
I know.
I don't think the ARB is supporting this neighborhood to be putting down type of shit in here. And then this just needs real touch up. They tried to delete it, but they didn't do a great job. I think that's a back patio. And then the windows too.
What do you want to do there? Do you want to leave it as is or try to leave it? Yeah, it's gonna be more work.
Yeah, it's gonna be more work to get rid of it. And then we can decide too if we want to just keep 1 window or 2.
I would just keep them both. That ain't worth deleting.
Okay. I would like to redo this. Open a doing tile, to lay cement board, do tiles. I know that lasts forever. So So I'd love to see a quote on that. I'm assuming that we probably don't have wood floors that run all the way through here, and with just the level change that I'm seeing from right there. So I don't know what material, cheap tile we can get that can kind of run us through the kitchen in through here. But I feel like at that point now we're gonna have a wood floor house and then tile, kitchen, laundry room. Floors in this place are bulletproof forever.
Yeah, and the thing is, just pick your big tiles, or on these older houses, what you can do is you can buy like the almost the backsplash stuff that you put in the shower sometimes. And the reason about that is because it flexes with the house.
Okay.
And so when you're putting it down here, these houses move over time and the tile's gonna crack, but if you do that little small stuff, it never cracks. But either way, I would recommend doing tile as well if you can't do hardwood through the whole thing.
As I was speaking and saying tile, I was literally thinking, I was like, why don't we just laminate this entire area right here? It's a cheap, easy repair. The rest of the house is already done forever. That's gonna be the most cost-effective and time-saving thing. And why challenge him to force him to do tile through a couple hundred square feet?
I think you're right there.
Okay, so LVP, I wanna keep the cabinets.
So right there, you're gonna have like an extra piece. Put another bottom case down there. You were talking about that, and put another piece of granite right there. I mean, maybe, I don't know, because this thing's in the way.
I mean, it's the same height as that one over there though, so as long as you can get the lowers, get the same height as that, you're good.
Yeah, you're right.
But you don't have a ton of counter space in here, you're right. And the refrigerator's gonna go right here.
Go to here because you got this vent.
I mean, the refrigerator can go in the corner over here. It might block some of that window, but I know you're dying to punch a hole through it, Troy, but don't. Troy, what are your thoughts on trying to delete a window in here?
Like I said, if it's cost effective,
Yeah, so Sam,
I would just keep that one and delete those two.
Well, he's already putting siding right here on the other side of this.
Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, so if he's covering that up already, delete that one then.
Yeah.
Because he's got to do a bunch of work over on this.
yeah, because you already have a window that's out of the bathroom going there too, so possibly delete that one, replace these two, replace the one in the bathroom.
You wanting to delete the windows, but he says he's seen the city when they come in and inspect them later on. So
They're not happy with windows getting removed?
I told him kind of my thoughts on it.
Is it cheaper
He said
to
he was
keep the
okay
windows
with
or
it.
replace them?
If it's the same, keep the window. Mm-hmm. I think that it is what it is. You're thinking about putting your fridge over here, right?
Makes the most sense right now.
So what I would do, if I was you, is I would just put a nice extra piece, a cabinet. It's gonna go only to go to here because you got a vent right here. And then you got a little place for somebody to put some extra counter space. Not much. Then what I would do, since you're talking about putting your fridge here, move this cabinet to this wall right here. Just take this cabinet over here and move it right here.
Okay, then time out, let's stop for a second. So if you want to do that, I say we bang that idea because you're not going to find cabinets that are shallow enough to fit in there, because if you're looking at the depth of these are probably 30, 36 inches deep, and you're looking at 20 inches available here. I'd rather go cabinets here, extra countertop, because now I'm asking him to split the countertop long ways to make it less deep to fit this space. So now why don't we get like a floating, let me just finish my rant first. If we can get, they have like rolling islands that are really shallow that have like a butcher's block top. They're like 150 bucks.
I don't want butcher's block.
Well, I don't give a shit. I'm just something that goes right here. It can even be silver, it can be metal. Like it can roll right here. It can move. It can still fill that space, that void. It can give them some extra counter space. But I think if we're gonna put cabinets, it's gotta go over here. Because now it can be a traditional cabinet, it can be the same counter or depth, and we can still use the same piece of granite that we buy over here. That's my rant.
Josh, what were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was gonna say just make it simple. You don't have to buy a base cabinet. You can just simplify it, put a cleat on the wall and put a leg down, and then have the countertop all the way across.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, do
That's the
that.
same concept.
So
Okay.
you don't have to spend the money on it. I mean, you're just
So just put a cleat on the wall and then put a leg down over here, and you're just gonna have a empty underneath. I like that.
100%.
I wouldn't
got
worry.
that?
I wouldn't
And
worry.
I would just move this thing over here because you're gonna need the extra storage.
I'm with you. If we're gonna put a refrigerator, move it, yeah.
Yeah, put the refrigerator here. That's your oven, and then you're done in here.
I have a question though. Why are we moving the uppers over here and not putting some sort of a lower?
Because you don't need it. You're just kind of creating a space for you to trip on.
You don't even need it here.
You don't think you need the upper there?
I mean, I would put it there just so people have more storage.
Either that or you can move it into the laundry room like we were talking yesterday.
That was my thought, and I was thinking this would be the place to put a floating shelf.
I wouldn't worry too much about that vent because he has to rip up all the floors. He's gonna probably have to replace some of the subfloors, and then you can move that. That's just a hole in the wall, a hole in the ground. You probably have some flex underneath, and you can move it which way.
My thinking is keep it simple, stupid. That's why I say move this over here. It all goes together. If you want to do floating shelves here. Move this in here.
I'm just spitballing.